Hello, everyone. I am Andrew Dornan of Doorman Productions, and I'm here with another episode of Games and Talk. This time around, I wanted to talk about the YouTube channel, what's going on, and how I'm currently feeling about how things are going. Um, so, the other day, last night even, um, I made a post on the Filmora community forums. I believe I've talked about that in the last episode, but I visit there, as often as I can, post, what I feel like I can post about, because I'm trying to adhere to, the rules, trying to be, trying to be the guy that follows all the rules, trying not to make anybody cross, so, yeah, I was just trying to deal with that, and I made a rather lengthy post. What spawned this was one of my favorite YouTubers, Trigger Conroy. He posted a video celebrating 9 years since the inception of his channel, and that got me thinking as to how long I've been on YouTube. So if we get to the notes that I made for the sake of my post, my very first channel that you probably haven't heard of unless you've been around since the beginning is Cal Trainboy. It started December 6th, 2008, and it's it was my main channel for a while. I did a Let's Not Play Star Wars Battlefront 2, which, if you don't know what a Let's Not Play is, it's a in joke that Dan and I created, where it's like we're doing a Let's Play, but we're not, actually doing a Let's Play. We're just goofing around. So yeah. So I've made this post, and as of recording, it's gotten 66 views, 2 of which are mine, 1 to proofread, and another, actually 3 technically, 1 to proofread it, another to respond to all the messages that were left, and this third one is I have it open for this. Well, anyways, getting back to YouTube channel. So December 6, 2008, as I said, was the inception of Cal Trainboy. The very first video is a video of my dad with the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and it was short and sweet and silly. I say silly. I mean, yeah, it was lighthearted. And so, I did that for a while. The thing that I loved doing the most was stop motion. So yeah. Flash forward to a certain point in time that I can't seem to locate, is Cal Trainboy Jr., the creation of that channel. I can't remember when that started, and I don't know what happened with that channel. I should have kept it up for archival purposes, but I didn't, and so it's gone forever and I can't find it. Flash forward to another few years. You've got the inception of what used to be called The 12th Kind. This used to be my personal YouTube channel. It was created May 28th, 2011, and it was The 12th Kind for the longest time. I think it turned into Doorman. It first turned into Doorman Productions back in last summer, so the summer of 2016, like kind of midsummer, or early summer. I can't quite remember. I'd have to check a podcast that I recorded. But yeah, that became Doorman Productions, and I found out that there's already a Doorman Productions, so I created Doorman. I just added net in there, so it's Doorman Net Productions, which, if you look at the banner on the YouTube channel, it's got a little period in front of net. That's actually an in-joke between my dad and I. It's like Doorman.net Productions. So yeah. But that I've tried to, get it to be like this collaboration community channel between Dan, Cannon, and myself, and I've been really pushing hard for them to create content for this channel. I get that, they're busy. Come, the beginning of summer, I'm going to be busy too, and so that's why I'm doing Half-Life 2. It's, I've always wanted to let's play Half-Life 2, and being able to record it in batches and release it in batches, and to be so far ahead with releasing episodes, so that way I could like cover my butt. But yeah, so I'm trying to get them to upload content. Cannon said he's got a couple of videos that he's gonna post in like this Doorman Net Production master folder that I created on Google Drive and shared it between us. It's just like a central hub of like files and information. So I want to go ahead and read this post that I made to you guys. So yeah, it's fairly lengthy, and I'll put a timestamp up as to when I stop reading this, and I go back to discussion. All right. So here's the post. Hey everyone. So today I was watching an anniversary video celebrating 9 years since my favorite YouTube channel's creation, and it got me thinking about my channels. You know of my collab / brand / whatever channel, Doorman Net Productions, and my vlog channel. But you don't know about my first channel, Cal Train Boy. This channel was created on December 6, 2008, and the very first video is a short video of my dad with the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. From that point on, I did a Let's Not Play of Star Wars Battlefront 2 with my best friend, and I even did Lego stop motion. Fast forward to a couple years later, I made a second channel, Cal Train Boy Jr. I don't remember why, but it's gone forever now. Jumping straight to May 28, 2011, we have the creation of what is now Doorman Net Productions, but back then it had a different name, The 12th Kind. This channel became my primary channel, and it's changed in a great many ways. Sometimes, even though I work hard to create videos and release videos on a regular basis, promote my channel and give it a purpose, I still feel very discouraged at times. I've gotten better equipment and software, but the results aren't showing. I know, it takes time, but how much time? If we cut out my days as Cal Train Boy and focus on the 12th Kind / Doorman Net Productions, I've been doing this for about 6 years. If we include Cal Train Boy, it would be 9 come this December. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's hard to continue on when the results you seek are nowhere to be found. All of these major YouTubers make videos on how to grow your channel, but they actually aren't helpful. It's as if you're watching a tutorial on how to make a model on Blender, and the narrator just goes, "You spawn a block, sculpt it, and export." That's great and all, but how do I do that? I understand that getting my first 1,000 subscribers is the hardest thing in the world, but it gets discouraging when you try and nothing seems to work. I've tried reaching to fellow YouTubers of my size. I've tried posting in forums for support. More on that later. I actively post on social media with the right tags. Unfortunately, the results aren't showing. About using forums. Forums greatly discourage advertising, and even asking for help on videos that you're going to post on your channel can be seen as advertising. If you made it this far, great. This may seem as a post that's all, "Oh, woe is me, I can't grow, boo-hoo." But the thing is that when you've tried and tried again, all while never daring to break any rules, because let's be honest, you can't take that risk, the progress is very minimal. I may have 52 subscribers to Doorman Net Productions, but the only views I get are from users who clicked on my video, realized I was the wrong YouTuber and left, and also from the very infrequent requests for editing input. Don't get me wrong, I do try, but in all honesty, I think about just letting the videos I've already got scheduled go and just stop making new videos. If you've decided to sit down and read this whole post, thank you for your time. I also have a question for you. How do you do it? How do you not let the numbers bog you down? As someone who's very fixated on data, it's difficult when the growth over time rate is completely absurd. I don't want to hear any of that, oh, just don't pay attention to the numbers arguments, because to me, that makes as much sense as, oh, don't own any stuff or a home if you don't want to get robbed. I'm gonna go play video games with a friend to try to take my mind off of this. Good night, morning, afternoon, evening. Andrew. So, it was, like I said, it was a very long post. It took me about an hour and some odd minutes to finish typing. And it's been real hard on me recently. Even though I love playing Half-Life 2 and recording it and editing and uploading, it's just, sometimes when I'm like, alright, I'm posting on social media, I'm using the right tags, I'm reaching out as much as I can with as much knowledge and skill that I have, but it's not showing up, and everybody makes it seem like, while growing your first 1,000 subscribers is the hardest thing you can do as a YouTuber, it's also, if you do it right, is the easiest. And that's nice and all, but how do you know you're doing it right? There's nobody to tell you, hey, you're doing it wrong, hey, you're doing it right. There are tips and tricks, there are things to do and things not to do, but in the end, if you try to do the things they say to do, but you don't see the results, I don't know how I could just, not let that bug me. So, it's something that's really, frustrated me a lot. It's, very upsetting at times. I checked this post earlier today, and now that I have it open here, the amount of replies went up by 4 since I checked it this morning. And Carlos of TechV.8 replied. He said, "First of all, I love this post. It's honest, and you're right. It's hard to speak on it without sounding like you're complaining about not being an uber successful YouTuber. At the end of the day, I think we're just looking for some kind of validation that we're creating is either entertaining, informative, helpful, or at least just noteworthy for a viewer. Artists are usually their own worst critics, and in YouTube, it's even easier to criticize yourself because there are physical numbers available that compare your work to the work of others. If you wrap that along with all the analytics available nowadays, and it's understandable to feel a little discouraged at times. In this case, I think it's important to celebrate the little victories. You might not be getting a play button from YouTube, but hey, 52 people or so care about the content you make, and they want to make sure they know every time you post a new video. You might not be averaging thousands to millions of views on your videos, but your total view count of all your videos might be a pretty nice number. I think a couple of people have already mentioned it in this post, but it is truly important to remember that you enjoy the content that you're creating. Having that passion for the subject is very handy in those times, and that you start to feel a little down and discouraged. In addition, we can't underestimate the power of the internet. A low-quality video may go viral, but then every video thereafter, no matter how amazing the quality is, may plummet. The internet is unpredictable, and as long as you enjoy the art that you're creating, and as long as someone's gaining something from it, then I think it's well worth it. I hope this helps. We've all been there. Carlos from TechV.8. So, yeah. It's just, I'm sorry that this has been like a, it's just, it's very difficult. If you've noticed, like, I've only talked about Doorman Productions. My vlog channel is just, I don't care, if that grows big or not. I honestly don't care about that. It's just, it's my It's my video journal. For that, it's why, you know, vlogs come out in batches, because it's like, hey, I wrote a bunch of entries, I'm gonna upload them now, so that way I have them on backup just in case. That's really what you know, my vlog channel is that it's, you know, it's an archive of my life. And so, you know, I really, I don't mind that it doesn't grow, and I also kind of don't really want it to grow that much. I mean, if it grows, that's great, but if it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter. Um, but I'm not worried about that channel. It's in a nice, cozy, this is a my life kind of thing, kind of channel. And it's just, you know, record a video every single day, then edit and upload en masse, and it's like, here you go. Here's what you missed about my life. So yeah, it's definitely, it's been very frustrating. I I just don't know. It's like I want to do all these things. Like I've got a spreadsheet of all these different shows I want to do, but you know, it gets real hard. And you know, I don't get me wrong. I love making videos, but you know, as someone who, like, you know, is trying to make it grow, it's hard. It's getting really hard when, you know, you're trying to follow all of these, you know, guidelines, and it's not working. And you know, you're trying your hardest and you're doing what you love, but sometimes it just gets a little much. I'm gonna leave you guys with some more of this Inside 2 footage, and I'll see you in the next video.
Enemy medic spotted. Enemy max. Eyes open. Enemy heavy.